Hey, do you love crockpot recipes? Well, today I'm making crockpot refried beans. Really simple to do, and I'm going to show you the best way to get the best flavor into those beans. It's really simple. So I'm Rockin Robin, and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. Don't go away. Let me go over the ingredients with you so we can get started. I have right over here is 2 cups of pinto beans that have been soaking. They're in water now, and they've been soaking overnight, probably about 12-14 hours. That's what you want to do. And why? Because it makes them easier to digest, if you know what I mean. All right, I have an onion here that I just cut in half. We're going to put that in whole, and I'm going to leave it whole so that I can remove it later because I want my refried beans to have the texture of refried beans. I don't want chunks of onions. Now here's the star of our show here. It is bacon. That's what we're going to be using to give these beans the best flavor that you can possibly get. I am using an applewood smoked bacon for some really good flavor, if you know what I mean, right? That stuff is really good. But the key is that I'm using an uncured bacon, which means that there are no nitrates or nitrites in it. And it's just much healthier for you guys. All right, so also going to use some garlic powder and salt. Now I want to say one thing about the salt is we're not going to add that until the end, or at least until our beans become soft, because if you add it in the beginning, it's going to keep those beans from softening up. We're going to start off by sorting your beans. You want to pour your 2 cups of beans out onto a flat surface, and you're just going to sort through them, make sure there are no rocks in there, and you just want to remove them, or any beans that look like they don't belong. I do want to mention that your beans have a best by date on them. Each package will have that. So let's say you have an old package sitting in your pantry and you need a few more to add to it because you don't have enough. Try not to mix old beans with new beans because they won't cook up evenly. So that's just a little tip for you. So once you sort the beans and pull out any rocks that don't belong in there, place them into a bowl that is large enough to allow the beans to expand. Then fill the bowl with water so that the water covers the beans by a good 2 inches, because as they soak overnight, they are going to absorb a good portion of that water, and you want to make sure there's enough in there. So like I said before, I have my beans that have been soaking overnight for 12 hours. So before we add them to the crock pot, we're going to want to pour them through the colander and drain out that liquid. Now we're ready to load up our crock pot. I'm going to start with the bacon. So I'm just going to take the bacon. I'm leaving it in big long strips, guys, because I am going to be removing it after the beans are cooked. So just lay your bacon in there, and then we'll pour in our beans that have been drained. Now we can add our water. Now you don't want to put too much water, but you do want to cover the beans, because if we add too much water, it doesn't tend to evaporate, and then your beans will be pretty loose. But we can always take some out if we need to. Now I'm going to toss in the onion chunks, and the last thing we'll add is the garlic powder. And I'm going to sprinkle that in there. A couple of teaspoons of that should do it. I like garlic, so and you could use raw garlic if you want, but I think it just makes it nice and simple to use the powder. And remember, we're not adding our salt until the end. So I'm going to turn this on. I've got it on high. I'm going to cook it for about 6 hours, and I'm going to check it at about 4. Since I'm here, I can check it. If the beans are soft, then I'll add some salt. And if not, you could let this thing go all day, guys. If you had to go to work, you could put it on low, let it go for 8-10 hours, and come back, season it with salt when you get home, let it cook just a little longer to kind of incorporate the flavors, and then it's ready. My beans have been cooking now for about 4 hours. I think they're done, but I'm going to go ahead and test them. I want to make sure. So I'll just pick up a little bean and try one. Make sure it's nice and soft. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to add the salt. I'm going to start here with just a couple of teaspoons. We'll give that a stir. And then I want to go ahead and taste it to see if I have enough salt, and that's what you want to do. Oh, that's good. That's perfect. All right, guys, we're going to let this go. I'm going to cook this another, maybe 2 or 3 hours. The flavors really get to develop that way. So we'll show you what that looks like when we're done. So after 6 hours, it's been about 6.5 for my beans here. It is time to take them and mash them up. All right, so first what I want to do is take out the bacon pieces from in here. I'm just going to remove those and the onion. All right, so I think I got all of the onion and the bacon out, and I noticed that the mixture is a little bit soupy. All right, so I'm going to remove some of the liquid. I'm going to place it into a bowl, just reserve it in case I need to add it back. But I don't want it, if I leave it in, it's going to be just too runny. So we'll just take a little bit of this out. Now remember guys, your beans will thicken up after you mash them and they start to cool off. You'll notice that they will thicken up. So I'm going to turn the heat off of my crock pot here and just mash these up. So I like to mash my beans up, guys, till they're nice and smooth. That's looking pretty good right there. And now we're ready to serve them up. Then I like to add a little bit of cheese. A little sprinkle of some cheddar goes really well with our refried beans, and I'm going to give them a taste. I have some chips here. I'm going to just dip that in and see how they taste. Flavor's really good, guys. That bacon is the secret to really great flavor in your refried beans. So give that a try. Yummy. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please share it, give me a thumbs up, and of course, leave me a comment. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button up there, and I'm going to notify you every week when a new video comes out, because I don't want you to miss any. And also, check out my social media links down below in the description. I am on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. So come on over there and visit me and say hi. All right, guys, we'll see you next time with another delicious recipe.